she took out like a pen and she started writing in her Bible. And I was like, oh, she's writing in her Bible. Blasphemy. I was at a point where I had already looked into some different religions and different things, and they were all empty and, just ridiculous stories. And I ended up at Calvary Chapel down here. I remember walking in there and sitting in the very back, and I was Catholic. So you dress up at church. It's a different thing. But you don't bring Bibles. And I remember sitting down there and watching people and just joy and them raising their hands, and I was like, ooh, that's weird. And they were raising their hands, and I remember looking over to my right, in the very back row, looking over to my right. Everybody had Bibles. And I'm like, why are you bringing your Bible, man? That's for home. That's where you write like who got married to who and stuff, and you sits at the end of the hallway or something, I saw a lady. I remember looking over in her Bible, and then I saw something, and I was horrified. She took out like a pen, and she started writing in her Bible. And I was like, oh, she's writing in her Bible. Blasphemy. I didn't realize she was, writing a note or something, but to me it kind of freaked me out. I remember looking around and seeing cameras, maybe 10 years before that or so, but there was Jim Jones massacre thing, and if they would have had communion and given me some grape Kool-Aid, I would have been out of there. But nobody was given grape Kool-Aid that day, and I'm glad, because that would have been a little too much for me. I was just blown away. I was blown away by all these people, and then I heard the message, and man, it was King James. I was lost. I never studied Shakespeare, Elizabethan English, whatever they were doing there, but I understood some of the message. I understood about how Jesus loved me. And then at the end of every message, they would do an altar call, and they would ask people to raise their hands. And man, I was fighting, keeping it down, but I fought it down. I said, raise your hand and just surrender to me today, and I want to pray for you today. It was Pastor Jeff Johnson. He was amazing. He's gone to be with the Lord. And man, I fought it and I did it, but in my heart, in there, it not the first time, but after a few times, like I kept coming back, I said, oh Lord, take my life, change me. I need you. I need forgiveness. I need to be forgiven of my sins. I need that new beginning. I need to start over. For the first time in my life, I started to trust in God.